Alright, so we are back with Berserk 2017 actually. This is actually the modern Berserk Season 2. So, I'm not really gonna complain too much when it comes to this series because, I mean, you already have seen me, if you have known me from my Berserk 2016 videos, that, you know, I just really do not like what they did with it. I ranted so much about that series. At this point, it's already like, you know what, it's just something we gotta deal with. I'm going to be critical in this review and throughout the whole entire series, but this series is just gonna be hard to talk about. Okay, so at least on the plus side from what we saw in this episode is that they adapted pretty much everything to a T that was in volume 22 of the manga to Berserk. Now, right off the bat, we start off with 2D art. This made me actually kind of excited, because I was like, okay, we're not starting off with 3D art. That's interesting. Okay, let me see. Is there more? Is there more? And then throughout the entirety of the episode, it was 3D. But besides several scenes that we probably have seen from Puck for like a minute that would just, you know, show his, you know, comedic aspect. But, ooh, the CG looks bad. The CG looks really horrendous. It's actually pretty terrifying. It was hard to look at a couple of times as I was watching this episode. I am not going to lie. Like, some of the scenes that I just saw was just like, okay, let's talk about the Zod versus Guts battle that we saw when Guts finally sees Griffith, and then there is Zod, who takes place in this fight with Guts. So, that fight, I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on. I don't know about you guys, but I couldn't tell what the fuck was going on. All you are seeing is just clash after clash after clash with the sword, but it's all repeated motions. It's not like anything, you know, that actually looks like an actual sword battle. It looks like something that is just motion by motion by motion to make you think they are fighting. And to top it all off, we are back with the iconic frying pan sound effect. Yo, the fucking frying pan sound effect. This is fucking legendary. Ugh, I mean, this adaptation of Berserk. Oh, man. I mean, I really do condone what the animation team is doing with Berserk, because we're actually getting some more Berserk content, and that's fine and dandy and good and all, but it's just, I really wish we would have gotten better with Berserk. I really did, because some of the perspectives of the camera angles, when it comes to several shots of the episode, just looked really out of place. The sword battle, like I said before, you couldn't really tell what the fuck was going on, and if you did tell what was going on, it was just repeated motions. You know, it wasn't, like, there was no differentiation within the sword play. It was just repeated motions over and over and over, and then there is the CG, which obviously takes you out of the immersion of what the atmosphere of Berserk actually provides. So, what we learned in this episode is that basically Griffith has made a return. He has made a return and is now ready to reclaim his kingdom, in which he sought after when, you know, we first saw Griffith appear in the Golden Age arc. That has always been his overall goal, and he is willing to do everything he can within his power to actually obtain that goal. And also, during this time, we have siege going on in the Kingdom of Midland, in which the Kushans are trying to take complete control over it. And we also have a king that is ready to reclaim the throne as well. So Midland is completely coming under siege and is about to collapse due to the Kushans. And then that is when Griffith arrives. So, and also we get introduced to the weird wacko girl. You know, if you have read the manga, you know exactly what I'm talking about. She is fucking weird as fuck. I mean, I don't really like her character. I mean, I know the type of role she plays within the manga, but still, she's a weird character, and you'll see why. But I mean, pretty much this episode overall, just to summarize everything, is basically we have Griffith finally, you know, returning to the world, and he is ready to reclaim his rightful place, you know, on the throne to his own kingdom. He's ready to set out on his quest for his own kingdom. He's forming a different band of the Hawk, including Zod. He's now teamed up with Zod, and there's going to be other members of the band of the Hawk that actually get introduced as well. And I mean, the opening kind of spoils that factor on who exactly is going to be on the team of Griffith's new band of the Hawk. But talking about the opening I personally thought was a whole lot better than what we saw in the 2016 version of Berserk. And that's maybe due to the fact that personally, I liked the soundtrack, the song that was going throughout the opening. I personally felt that the song is a whole lot better than what we got in the Berserk 2016 opening. Not to say that the Berserk 2016 opening was bad, because it was actually pretty good, but I don't know, I like this song a little bit more. And also, something that I noticed regarding the opening is that it's full-on 2D art. If you recall, in the Berserk 2016 opening, that most of it was in 2D art, but there were several parts in which there was 3D. So I was actually very surprised to see that, you know, the opening was all 2D. And then, of course, throughout the whole entirety of the episode, it was done in 3D. I mean, I don't know what to think anymore. I really don't. I mean, I just really wish we would have gotten better adaptations of Berserk that, you know, I mean, it's been a while since we've actually got any adaptations of Berserk, and that's what I condone the animation team behind this, because we are finally actually getting Berserk content, people. But what we are getting is just not what we wanted. Not what we wanted, but I do condone what the animation team is doing, especially continuing on the, you know, anime for Berserk in general, and I really can't complain too much. I've already complained a whole lot in my 2016 reviews, but at this point, it's just, you know, we got to accept it, you know. But, I mean, the pro in this episode was that, you know, they pretty much adapted everything to a T. As far as how they adapted it when it comes to the 3D art, it was really not that bearable to watch. I mean, it was pretty unbearable. It was pretty unbearable. It was actually pretty bad. And also, the Zod battle, frying pan right here. You hear that sound a bunch of times, and it's just movement after movement. It's the same movement repeated over and over. And you can even also, as you can see, like, I don't know if anybody have noticed this at all, but during that fight sequence, you actually see a blur go out. I don't know what it is, but if your fight sequences in an anime start to blur as you are trying to incorporate the emotion and also the intensity of a fight scene, and the fight scene starts to blur to the point when your viewer cannot know what's going on, but the only thing that your viewer does know what's going on is that it's just repeated motions. That's, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I really don't. The only reason why I'm watching this adaptation of Berserk is to see that Berserker armor. I need to see that. If they don't even execute that correctly, I lost all hope for all Berserk adaptations, to be completely honest with you. Man, it just sucks. It just sucks. Really want to see that go into fruition. It's like, why can't we have something like this, but in movie form, maybe? You know, the movies of Berserk weren't actually half bad. I mean, the first one had pretty bad CGI and everything, but the second and third were actually really, really good, in my personal opinion. Why can't we get something like that? I mean, I don't know. It's a money issue. I know, but I don't know. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments down below. What did you think about Berserk 2017 Episode 1? Did you like it? Did you hate it? What are the things you liked about the episode? What are the things you hated about the episode? Just let me know your overall thoughts on what you thought about this episode. Thank you all for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.